What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rayman Can. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace a broken or old light switch or malfunctioning light switch. Yeah, that's what this video is about. And it's pretty easy, especially if you have the right tools. These are all the tools that you pretty much are going to need to do a job like this. You may not use exactly all of these depending on your circumstances, but you possibly could, so I just put them all here anyway. And also for a link to some of these tools, if you need them, I will put them somewhere and where the links go, depending on what platform you're watching this on. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do, and the most important thing, because, safety first, is to go to the breaker box in your house and turn off the correct circuit breaker. And if anybody's in the house, make sure you notify them of what you're doing so that they don't accidentally turn the breaker back on while you're messing with the switch. Next up, remove the two screws with a flathead screwdriver. This is where a paint scraper may come in handy depending on the situation of the cover plate. If it's like painted to the wall or it's been on there for a long time, if you try to take it right off, some of the paint on the wall will come off with it. So use a paint scraper to just lightly kind of just chisel around the sides, and that should avoid excess paint coming off the wall. In this case, I did not need to do that. The cover plate came right off. Now, this is where our non-contact voltage tester tool comes in handy. We're going to just stick this in there. You don't have to actually touch anything with it. If it goes off like this, that means the power is not off. Okay, big red flag right here. If it goes off, that means that you did not cut off power to this particular switch. So go back and make sure you flip the right breaker at least, and then come back and try this again. When you stick this in there, it should make any noise or light up at all, like this. Now we know it's safe to work on. Next up, we're going to remove these two screws. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. Once you have the screws out, gently pull the switch out a few inches. Okay, so on the top left and right side of the switch, the lighter color screws with the orange wires connected are our traveler screws. The bottom darker colored screw with the blue wire coming out of it, that's our common screw. That wire supplies power to the switch. If you think you might have a hard time remembering which wire goes to what screw, just simply either place the traveler wires to your left and your common wire to your right, or get some tape and label the wires. Also, if you're wondering where's the copper wire that connects to the green screw, well, this particular type of outlet in this neighborhood, this county, we have metal boxes with metal conduit, so the switch is grounded through metal contact. But in most cases, you will have 4 wires coming out of the box of a 3-way switch. So if you have that copper wire, disconnect that one as well, and that will go to your new switch. It will be a green screw. So I like to disconnect the common screw first. Just give it a couple turns and you should be able to unhook it. Next up, we're going to disconnect our traveler wires on both sides. Just give the screws a few turns and they should be able to unhook. Just remember, in my case, travel, common. And as I said earlier, you'll probably have another wire, a copper wire. That will be your ground wire connected to a green screw. You can go ahead and disconnect that one now also. I usually disconnect that one last. That's just how I do it. So here's a look at the new switch. We have traveler, common, and that green screw in the top right-hand corner, that is your ground screw, which grounds this particular switch to the outlet box because it's metal to metal contact, and that is cold in this particular area. That's why we don't have a copper wire. Before you do anything else, make sure you position the switch in the correct upright position before you install it. Otherwise, when you flip the switch up, the lights will probably cut off, and when you flip the switch down, the lights will probably turn on. Sometimes the switches are labeled, sometimes they're not. In my case, I just know this particular style of switch, the ground screw represents the upright position, so that's why I'm putting it in this way. So on our new switch, the first thing I'm going to do is connect our common wire to our common screw. Tighten it up nice and snug. This right here is acceptable and how it should look. Next up, we're going to connect both of our traveler wires. It does not matter which screw they go on as long as they go to a traveler screw. They both have the same function. After you tighten both of them nice and snug, they should look like this. This is acceptable. Now let's go ahead and secure our new switch with the 2 screws to the outlet box. All right, so when you're done tightening it up, it should be nice and snug. Don't over tighten it. If for some reason there's like a gap between the top of the bracket and the wall and or the bottom, the hole dug around the outlet box may be too big, so you may need to get spacers to prevent the switch from wobbling. Next, put your faceplate back on with the 2 screws. Don't over tighten. In fact, this faceplate's kind of old. I have a new one laying around, so I decided to swap this one out really quick with a brand new one. Next, turn the power back on by flipping the breaker switch. And just like that, we are done. Enjoy your new light switch. Questions or comments, please let me know. Please share this video. Please like it. Do whatever you got to do. Oh, and for links to some of the products that I used in this video, I will put them in the description. Thanks for watching.